Today, we are going to, I think, work on a little bit of terraforming project work stuff things today. What a sentence. I think we're going to, unfortunately, you know what, I'll keep it up a little bit longer. I wanted to spend today to actually outline a little bit of this area here. I think it's a good way to start off by outlining some sort of like contour thing that we want to have going on. And basically, the way I'm looking at this right now is we got this cool hill here that we can actually work with a little bit. Got some holes to fill as well. But when we look at actually like this whole mountainside and everything, what I'd really like to do is get this looking like an actual mountainside. So, at least for me, what I really like on mountainsides is when we really define the sort of de-elevation, right? So if we look at this mountain here, it kind of goes up in a curve and it's very square. And what I like to do is kind of add some cuts into this. Little bits and pieces of this like cutting in and kind of shape it in a concave sort of way. And I want to think and see about how we can accentuate these little cracks and crevices as well and outline them a little bit more. Maybe deepen them a little bit more as well. But really looking to do the face of the mountain. And so I want to start off by doing it in this little spot. This will be the first time I try something out like this. This is going to be very podcasty, the way that I'm doing this. I've intended to separate out a little bit the talky part and the part where I'm actually playing the game, just to help me gather my thoughts. And today I really want to talk about something kind of interesting in my life that I wanted to share because I think it's something that some people may not understand. So, in my older life, ever since I was about, 20 years old, I've been really fine-tuning my sleep, trying to understand how to sleep better, why I wake up tired in the morning, and always wondered if I had like chronic fatigue or something. And I've tried a whole bunch of different things and sometimes been really successful and sometimes not. One thing that I noticed recently when I wake up is really having a hard time kind of keeping my eyes open, and just kind of noticed as well when I felt like really excited or something, even still having a hard time kind of rolling myself out and getting myself going, because feeling like burning in my eyes and wanting to like keep them closed because it feels a lot better, and going to bed early because of that, or in the middle of the day having a hard time. And I've always kind of had this idea, maybe I need to like take some eye drops. But I've never really explored that. And so recently I decided to start using eye drops in my eyes. And I've really actually found it to be, I don't want to say life-changing, but pretty big deal. And I think the reason is that last night, before I went to bed, before I closed my eyes, I put some eye drops in, and then unfortunately, I actually had a hard time sleeping. And when I finally got to sleep, I woke up this morning for the first time in a long time without that gritty, burning sensation in my eye. So I need to talk to my doctor, obviously, about this before I make a big change or anything like that. But I'm actually pretty excited because I've been using eye drops for only a few days. Just following the guidance on the bottle so far. And feeling such an improvement. And now I think we can kind of start to build up this bottom area more. This feels like it's got way too much there, so I think we'll grab some just cobblestone and mossy cobblestone at this point. So the way that I started on my journey was kind of interesting. I got an app and really wanted to start tracking my sleep. When I graduated from college, I really started to notice that what I thought in like my teenage years was just being a teenager, was continuing as an adult. I would notice specifically in the wintertime, a really difficult time getting up. And I'd always associated it with, the light level is really, really dark where I am. Usually we only get light from 7 to 4 in this area. And so I would wake up and blame it on that. But I started to notice once I got out of college and started working, when I worked at Subway, I would sometimes only go in at 10. And it wouldn't matter if I got up to work a shift from 7 or got up late and worked a shift from 10. Or when then I got another job and I had weekends, I would sleep until sometimes 11. And whenever I would wake up, this burning sensation in my eyes, just wanting to close my eyes and go back to sleep. And I started really exploring that and kind of blaming the idea of being tired on being tired. And so started tracking my sleep, started seeing kind of that I should be feeling refreshed and when I wake up feeling good. And I started working on trying to make a consistent sleep schedule. That was the first thing I did. So I said, I'm always going to wake up at the same time every day, and I'm going to try my best to go to bed at the same time every day. And so my typical sleep cycle would be from 11 to 6. And then I found that I was still having a hard time. Still kind of waking up. Still waking up feeling the same feeling in my eyes. It was really located in my eyes. And so fast forward a little bit, I'm starting to notice with my girlfriend at the time, we were in a grocery store and just feeling really run down, really tired. And it was usually at the end of a work day, and it would just be my eyes. So I would be sitting there thinking, what is going on where I'm wanting to go to sleep? But when I would close my eyes, I wouldn't boom, go to sleep and just be out like a light. It would usually be I take a quick power nap, I wake up, and then I feel great for a little bit. And yet these long, if I take a nap for longer than 90 minutes, all of a sudden, really difficult. So I think the next thing I did was really try and work on nutrition, cut back on sugars, try to cut back on caffeine, still working on that a little bit. I've stopped taking energy drinks and I only drink coffee. Drink 3 throughout the day. still having problems. And so, just mental health stuff. Ended up on antidepressants. Was really looking forward to this idea that maybe that's what was causing it, is some high-functioning depression. That through a couple breakups, maybe that like came to the forefront, you know? That was kind of the thought. But still tired. Still exhausted. Seemingly a lot. But now we've got a bit of a reason for why this is so cut out. And now I can just go through and kind of continue to texture some stuff in here. So I'll just throw in some mossy and regular cobblestone in. This actually is okay to me. This definitely needs a little bit more texture. And I think you guys can let me know, but I feel like when I'm doing this texturing and stuff, and I look at what's going on here, I really feel that even if I don't add any blocks or take away any blocks, just adding that texture really, really helps a lot. So, as stress increased in my life, it started to become that I had more and more problems like this. Like, when I got my own apartment, bought my own apartment, having tenants, having to deal with life on my own, all of a sudden, even more problems. Really, really having a hard time. It would be like I'd lay in bed, I'd close my eyes, and oh my God, it would feel so good to have my eyes closed. And then just like not being able to fall asleep. And I used to think like, oh, well, I must be really tolerant to caffeine because I would like down a bunch of caffeinated drinks, feel exhausted, and close my eyes, and that would feel good. And sometimes I'd be able to fall asleep, but sometimes not. Well, anyways, I found out about taping your mouth shut. And that helped a little bit too. The reason why you tape your mouth shut is because if you're a mouth breather at night, that can be really, really difficult on your body. It can be really taxing on your body. So you can wake up not feeling refreshed and full and all of these things. Tried to add exercise in my routine. Didn't make me feel better. I think the biggest red flag to me was days when I would be so tired on the weekends that I would literally sleep an entire Saturday. And I'm thinking to myself, how is this not like depression, sleep apnea? I got a test for sleep apnea and I didn't have it. Came back completely negative. I was fine. And so finally, on kind of a whim, because my sleep has been pretty good. I've been pretty active. I mostly have to take a nap in the middle of the day. I'm probably eating healthier than I ever have before in my life. And doing regular exercise, which is kind of become a consistent thing for me when it hasn't before. And my mental health really is in the best position it's been ever before. All those things great. On a whim, I decided, you know what? I'm going to go buy some eye drops and just see how it works. It's really been a game changer. It's not solving the issue. That's the big thing, right? If I've got dry eyes, I need to talk with my doctor. I need to figure out what the best solution is for me. If there's a way that we can fix this issue without medication, that's preferable. I think the interesting thing to me, though, is that I've gone probably 10 years now searching for some sort of a solution when in reality, a lot of it has been dry eyes. Yeah, we'll do something like that. That should be pretty safe. Now, what's cool about this is we can then texture this actually back down or right forward to right here. Okay, yeah. That's coming in real nice. I like it. The second thing that I wanted to bring up about this, that I don't think a lot of people know about, is a condition called alexithymia. And what alexithymia is it's called blindness to emotions. Now, it's not like a psychopath or sociopath where you don't feel emotions. You feel emotions, but you don't really understand what they are, what's going on. And tiredness is actually kind of an emotion. And it's similar to boredom. So you can feel bored. You can feel lonely, actually. And you can feel tired. And those symptoms can kind of feel the same. And so if you don't really know, am I bored? Am I tired? If your response to boredom, like some people have a response to boredom where they eat. If your response to boredom is you sleep, you'll start to be a little bit alexithymic when it comes to that particular emotion. Because what your body does is it says, okay, we're feeling bored, but we know that when we do that, we sleep and the boredom sort of goes away. So it sort of solicits a response to go to sleep. And I've noticed that with the eye drops, it's really helping me separate out in the afternoons when things kind of slow down. In your circadian rhythm, which it regulates like your sleep cycle, tells you when you should be sleepy, actually has a dip. I think it's between noon and 4. So my body is a little bit tired, a little bit bored, energy is low, and then my eyes dry, droopy, sleepy, just want to close them, want to feel that nice, not burning sensation. And now that I've got eye drops in, the whole world's changed, because I'm recording this at 2:30 in the afternoon. Feeling a little bit bored, kind of asking myself, what do I need to do? But not tired, like I usually am. All right, so I'm pretty happy actually with this side. Obviously, we need to come in here with some bone meal and bone meal it up. Wait for the grass to grow and maybe add some ferns and different things. Might actually come in here with some of these little bits and bobs like this. Another thing that I really like to do if I'm really, really getting crazy with the detail is just coming in with some buttons. And they look like little stones. More effective by a riverside. Alright, so I think I'm at a place where I feel like I'm ready to show you guys the progress that we've made. Now, I'm going to keep going on this and extending it out this way, but there's a couple different obstacles in the way of working on bringing it out to here that I want to hash out actually with you guys. But for now, I'm really, really happy with how this progress has gone. One thing that I've been noticing is we've got some really great root options that I didn't think about before. So we've got these regular roots, which I figured out you can just take a hoe to rooted dirt, or you can take bone meal to get those. So I need to go grab a whole bunch of them. I tried to work around with this bush here. I want to come in through here and add a little bit extra texture and different things. But I'm really liking how that looks. And then up here, I did a couple little hidden things. Little bits of hidden texture, this yellow, and then the berries in here. Same with here. It just kind of adds a little bit, I think, extra color in there. A little extra depth of field. And then I tried to work with this, and I'm not a huge fan of it unless you have, like, you know, leaves up here. It's too bright of a color. I would want something a little more dull to represent leaves. But I'm thinking about coming through with some stained terracotta and trying out that with the glow lichen to see if that helps to create the illusion of leaves. But down here, if we pop down here, right from the front and the get-go here, it's really, really pulling through. These roots really making, I think, an extra piece of depth. I probably should put some there for just the logic of this tree. And I think it's a nice balance. That's one of the things about art that I was reading in a textbook that I bought, is you really want to try and bring balance to what you're building. So, oh yes, and then I actually went in with this calcite and pulled that in as if it's another part of this area. And then as you can see, we can see a little bit poking up, and then I added diorite to kind of add a transitional piece between this and the regular stone, as if it's kind of pulling its way through. So really happy, like I said, with how this is coming. I need to work on this, and then I want to pull in, I think, a little bit of depth here, and possibly bringing this around, actually, like this, with a bunch of dirt, and kind of adding in, almost like this is pretty closed in here. Really just want to add this very overgrown look, as well as this little cottage is, I want it to be kind of like looking like it's built into the hill. So anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. And I hope you guys are enjoying. And if you are, go ahead and show me that. Leave a like, leave some comments, let me know what you think. But until next time, happy mining and crafting.